My name is Stansbury, and this is my story. I was born and raised in Tyler, Texas. Had a great, family growing up. Initially it was exciting. Being in emergency medical services, it was adrenaline. But I enjoyed that. Like that was such a huge drive, is being able to help other people. But there came to a point just in my life overall that bad things were happening more often. We were called to the local ER one day, had a 3-year-old male who somehow had gotten his foot underneath a lawnmower. And I remember every detail. I remember walking into the ER and just walking into a flood of chaos. I remember getting done with that and just feeling gross inside. There's not a lot of tools for people in the career field that I was in to cope with stuff like that. I turned to alcohol, to really decompress. In the depths of my darkest times, I remember praying, like, God, you gotta break me. I don't know what it's gonna take, but where we're at, it's not low enough. Life just began to erode around me. I mean, I was drinking every day, just struggling to get up and go into work. And I remember I knew that I was gonna be drug tested and breath tested one day, and I just called in sick. And I knew that there were gonna be some ramifications for that, and I continued to call in and not show up, and they finally said, we're done with you. We know what's going on. We're not stupid. You're gonna have to figure something out. I was like, I've got a problem and I need some help. And I don't know the first thing to do. I'd investigated going to treatment before, but never really could pull the trigger. The treatment center that I went to was very big on a 12-step program. Looking back now, is I realized that it's more than just 12 steps. I mean, it was like the lighthouse. I don't have a PTSD problem. I don't have an alcohol problem. I don't have a prescription drug problem. I have a God problem. I didn't realize the gravity of my self-destruction and how it affected the people that loved me. And I think it took them, and it's still taking some of them, time to make sure, hey, is this really legit? And the best thing that I've been able to do, and it's not something that worries me. I just show up and be present and kind of let God's light shine through me in what I'm doing. And that in itself has just kind of slowly evolved these relationships back in my life. There's still difficulties that arise in my life, but I can show up and deal with them today. And I know that I'm not dealing with them on my own. That I know that, that the Holy Spirit is with me. I don't feel alone in the world anymore. I knew early on that I could serve in that capacity because I knew how uncomfortable I felt when it came time for me to ask for help. And just to have gone through it and have gotten some sobriety under my belt and to be on the other side of what seems like a hopeless state of mind, to just walk these men and women through that process and to be there for them is a testimony of what God can do in my life, what God can do in your life, and just to be there and help. And that's been huge for me.